Hi guys, welcome back. It's a Sunday morning. Bit of a late start today, but I've got some jobs to do. I've got to clean out the burner. I'm going to give that a good clean. I'm not going to do the heat exchanger tubes this time. Get the hoover out and clean out all the bottom of the heat exchanger tubes. So I'm going to get that going. Kiln 1 is full with all the hardwood that was here. And then I'm going to jump in the digger. I'm going to have a big sort out of what grade we can use now and what grade we'll have to put aside for the smaller processor. There is a possibility we're going to get a few loads in this week coming. We don't know for definite yet, but I need to make space in case it does come. So that's the job for today. Just me and Woody. Let's just say try and get sorted. So I'm going to give the burner a good clean out. I'm also going to either split up or chainsaw up all these bits here because they don't quite fit through the door. So it'd be nice to clean up this area, give this place a full sweep up, and just kind of get ready for the kind of last week before Christmas. We've got a giant stack of IBCs now. I think I counted about 100 and count, shall we? Let's have a quick count. So they're 4 high, 3 deep, so it's 12 a layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 120 plus 24, 144. Quick maths on YouTube. I don't know if that's smart or not, but yeah, 144. And we've got a load over here. We've got a kiln load in. We've got a few in here. I reckon we've got about 300-ish IBCs in total. Obviously some of them are full, most of them aren't. But that is hopefully going to change in the spring. We're not going to get ahead. We can't get ahead now because we don't have the timber, and we can't get ahead now because of the time. But come spring, our aim is to fill up Depot 2 completely full, hopefully around 1,200 bags, maybe 1,100 bags. I don't know what I can fit in there. I think I put about 750 in there this year, but I know we can definitely get more in because I didn't fill it up. And then if we can get ourselves another couple of hundred more IBCs, so if we have 500 IBCs, that would be a start. But we do have to do more concreting for that to be a plan, because we can't stack high on here, because as soon as winter comes it just goes soft. I mean, it's not super soft, but that forklift just gets stuck on next to nothing. So that's the plan. IBCs, shed full, and I am going to try and keep the kiln going all summer as well, because you're sucking in hot air, warm air from the outside, so you're using less energy. And if we can get ahead, say if we can get 300 bulk bags of kiln dried in the shed, as well as a load of pallets of nets. I just really want to get ahead this year, but don't forget that's a huge amount of money just stored up in logs. I know it's going to sell, but tens of thousands of pounds worth of timber and time to put in the shed, and then you've got to wait for it to be sold. We'll try and do the best we can do. I'll be honest, the most important thing is the season bulk bags and getting ahead on IBCs, because if they're drying outside, it's going to take less time in the kiln anyway, so I may not run the kiln as much in the summer. I'm not too sure. We'll see. Maybe we'll do some more modifications to the kiln in the summer. But let's make a start. I know Andy did make a start on this. He's cleaned out the top chamber nicely, and he has even he scraped the sides as well. Giving the sides a bit of a scrape. I'll give a bit more of a scrape. Actually, I don't think he did give them a scrape. I just think where the metal has shrunk, where it's cooled down, it's all popped off. So we'll give it a bit of a scrape out. We'll do the bottom. Yeah, Andy's made a start on the bottom, that's good. So I'm just going to get the hoover and get right to the back, because there is still stuff at the back. The fire bricks are taking a bit of a beating. We are going to get some new ones of them from Ember Air, supplied by Eco Angus. I'm still over the moon with this burner. It's a fantastic little burner. The amount of wood you have to put in it, it's amazing what it can do, you know. Highly recommend it to anyone. If you're thinking about building a smaller kiln, you could get a 40-foot insulated container just like this, the reefer from ATC Containers, and a 40 kilowatt boiler or burner from Ember Air will run a 40-foot kiln. 60 is what I had on my last one. Would be better because it's got a larger firebox, so it would last longer overnight, or last longer without feeding. And then you can bump up to the 80. So an 80 you can have as a single fan or a double fan, which is an 80 plus, and that then could actually run 2 40-foots like we've got here, but it's got a similar burn box to the 60 kilowatt. It is slightly bigger, I believe, but it may not last through the night, depending on how dry your fuel is and what time at night you're filling it up and getting in the morning. The biggest they do is the 130, which we've got there, and that does last all the way through the night, even at higher temperatures. I mean, I tend to leave mine on about 80 degrees C. I mean, I could drop it down to 70 and it would be well lit. But just trying to get that higher temperature constantly is much better for it. So, me and Woody are going to crack on. Got a few jobs on. All this fly ash. Don't forget to give the door a good clean, so then it can get a good seal on the rope. That's now cleaned out. It says do it 3 times for 3 seconds, so I don't know. Try and keep it looking nice. there's a slight bit of build-up of dust inside the fins of these centrifugal fans. I don't know whether to whip off this front plate and give it a bit of a clean, but that would probably be affecting the efficiency of the fan. Right, so now that dusty job's done, I'm going to empty out the hoover, get the broom, have a sweep out in here. I may go and get the small chainsaw and just cut these up in here. Yes, it's going to make a load of sawdust and whatever, but I can sweep that up and use that in the burner. Saves me moving everything out and then everything back in again. Right, I'll probably set up a little time lapse of this, if I'm honest, because you won't be able to hear anything with the chainsaw going. Shall I use the small chainsaw or shall I use the 500? Now, I'll tell you what, I've been watching a lot of reviews on battery-powered chainsaws. I'm very tempted to get a battery-powered chainsaw for bits like this. You know, we're in a confined area, whether it be near the processor or in here, and you just need to cut something in half or cut a little knot off of a length of timber. A battery-powered chainsaw, you don't have to warm it up. You haven't got to worry about fuel. Just take the battery off the charger, whap it in, and off you go. So, if anyone can leave in the comments what they think, out of experience, is the best battery-powered chainsaw, that'd be great. The Steels don't seem to be getting a very good rep for the battery-powered stuff. But Milwaukee, the top-handle Milwaukee that I've seen in America on a lot of American channels, they've obviously got it before us. So maybe when that comes over the pond, I'll be looking at that, because I do run the odd Milwaukee power tool anyway, so I've got the batteries. But they seem to be having a very good review at the moment. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get the petrol powered chainsaw out and make a load of noise. Gets surprisingly warm in here. I don't know about you guys, but that looks 10 times better. It's nice to have a nice workspace now. So we're actually going to burn all that. We'll just get the fire established with some smaller bits, nice clean bits, because I don't know kind of what situation they are in, but lots of cardboard. Had a Domino's last night. That was naughty. So yeah. Get all these thin slivers and we'll get the fire established, then we'll chuck all that in and then we'll chuck a load of bigger bits on top and that will get it going, and then we'll go and jump in the digger. But I feel a lot better about this now. It certainly needed it. It certainly needed it, definitely at the back there. It was getting pretty clogged up, so we've been running this flat out since I last cleaned it. Literally hasn't stopped. So it went out a day or two ago, and then I've just left it just so I can give it a bit of a decent clean out. And yeah, we don't actually need that kiln load until the new year now. So I'm gonna run it from now until kind of Christmas, and that should then be ready, so that can go in the shed and just sit there and wait for the new year. So it'd be nice to come back to, 27 kgs of dry wood, because at the moment we haven't got anything else really that's processed or planning on being processed, so a bit scary really. Luckily we've got that season stock, so Anyway, we'll get this fire going. I'll put another time lapse on. You can see me like this. You've seen it. You've seen me do it plenty of times before. I'll leave the bottom door as ajar just to let some oxygen in through the bottom. Make sure the nozzles are clean. I've got 4 nozzles. I build up a fire on top of one, get it going, and then I spread it over the 4 and then put a load more small stuff on, and then it's pretty much established by then. You can carry on putting small stuff on, shut the door. I turn the burner on then. It's just to stop me from keep restarting the burner every 3 minutes. But you really have to make sure you turn that on when it's lit, because you'll just cook your burner. So yes, it's probably not actually recommended, but it saves me turning it off and on, and also the noise of it when I'm trying to video. So okay, we're gonna make sure you open the rear flaps, otherwise smoke's gonna come right out your face, and we'll get this going. Okay, so there we go. The burner is on, lit, pretty full. Just talk you through what was happening there. So that time lapse was 26 seconds long, and I had it on 30-second pictures. So 13 minutes it took me to get to completely done from stone cold. I've got it down to a bit of an art now, and some of you may recognise I did put some big chunks in there. So what I do is I get a pretty good kind of ember layer going with the smaller stuff. But you don't want to keep piling smaller stuff on, because it will reduce how much kind of draw gets through them nozzles. So what I do is I chuck a good couple of bigger lumps in there, make sure they're dry, and that kind of makes bridges and gets the airflow. And then you put a load more small stuff on, because this stuff here was quite a lot of sawdust, so you didn't want to smother it. So you put some big lumps in there, and then you put small stuff on top, and that kind of filters down through them big lumps, and the air can pass through them big lumps and down through the nozzles. As you can see, it's on 38 degrees, so the boiler didn't get too hot. It's absolutely fine. It was on 36 when I closed the doors. So the rear flap's down now. It's pretty cold still, but the inside will be warm. So you want to get the chimney nice and warm, because at the first bit of this, so the first section of lighting, you're introducing air from the bottom. It's going up through to the chop chamber, burning, and straight out the back and up the flue. That gets the flue warm. Then, when you shut the flaps, you're trying to push the smoke down through the nozzles, gasify, and then up through the chimney. That warm chimney will help draw the smoke down and through. If it was stone cold, it would really struggle to go through the nozzles, and you can hear it rumbling away now. It's a bit like rumbling thunder in the distance. So I know it's gasifying. I'll give you a quick show. Look at that. Stone cold to 13 minutes. Stone cold to gasification in 13 minutes. Up to 40 now. When it gets up to 48, the rear fans will come on and start pumping hot air into the kiln. Because it's the first day, I am going to have the target at 90 degrees C. Try and bring them logs up nice and slowly. Don't want to case harden them. It is ash, but there is also a lot of hornbeam and a bit of beech in there, so you don't want to case harden anything. As you can see, no wisp of smoke whatsoever, just a heat haze. I'll try and get the phone out and video that. The gasification just takes all the bad smoke and makes it a nice clean burn. As I'm right under it now. Nothing whatsoever. That's why I love this burner. So yeah, we're all clean. Time to go and jump in the digger, warm it up. got all soot all over my face. And then we'll grade some timber out quick. Burner's on. Just see a heat haze and a tiny bit of steam maybe. No smoke. That's zoomed right in. Just trying to catch any. So yeah, nice clean burn. That little kind of gooseneck, I like to call it, that is the extractor fan for the smoke. So when you turn the lights on, the extractor fan comes on and pushes smoke out the top there. I'll try and demonstrate that one day. But it does clean that container nice and quickly. You don't get any smoke build up in there. Bless her, the old girl doesn't like cold weather. But it's not even that cold today. Although I do need to fill up my battery with some distilled water because it is low. So maybe that's doing it. Just hasn't got quite enough juice. So I got this. And it's a bloody lifesaver. I love it. I went out on my boat when we first got it, and we were fishing and we were using the fish finder for a while with the engine off, and we went to turn it on, it wouldn't crank over, and we thought, oh my god. But luckily, for some reason, I put this in my bag and it got us out of the trouble. That is coming with me every time I go out on a boat now. I couldn't believe it. Needs to wash out in here as well. I think we're gonna have a good clean up. We run up to Christmas. As we haven't got much to process, we're going to have a good clean up. I'm going to start by grading out some timber now. But, you know, clear all this up, scrape this back, take the scrap to the scrap yard, clean underneath there, clean up the sawdust area. Lots of little jobs to do. So I want to start the new year fresh, you know. Just have a good tidy up. This is probably gonna come out after Christmas now, if I'm honest. That thing though is a lifesaver. If you haven't got one, it's well worth it. Put the rest of this on because that'll be the job for Andy when we first get in. Might just leave you on my head if I'm honest. I do have to remind Andy to be very careful because that's stacked quite close to the ram here, you see. He needs to go further back a little bit. Need to let this warm up a little bit really. Right, we're warmed up a bit now. Some of this is actually quite knotty, so I don't know how good it's going to be for kindling, but you live and you learn. Try and get all this on there, and I'd have to move it twice then. This is such a fine line, whether it's going to fall off or not. Got to try and find the thicker end of the tree. this end first, so if there's any big timber I can stick at this end and we can use it up. There's obviously this we can use up, there's a couple of big bits, but that's literally all we've got left. Starting to be a bit kind of stingy with what I take up the track now, so we'll actually probably process these two. They're not the biggest, but these little bits are, and tiny. just had an unexpected phone call from George Moss, G Moss Contracting, who takes the logs down to the customer in Guildford. He's been doing some work over the weekend, clearing some trees, and he needs to make some space in his yard, so he's been pulling a lot of the bigger stuff out that he can't process with his smaller processor. So he's going to bring down a trailer full for me this afternoon. So get the digger back on. I'm going to have to unload this because I'm going to have to take the trailer off. I'm going to have to move this timber up here, tidy up that little bit, and then I'll have to sit in where them bits of timber are, and I can then offload him while he sits on this track, because he's coming on the flat trailer with no crane or anything. So I'll have to unload him there. So I've got to move a few bits about, take the trailer off, and I can't take the trailer off when it's full. So bit of a switcheroo. So I'll get this on again, and yeah, good to get some timber in. I'll be honest, I'm hoping he turns up soon because I can get the drone out before it gets too dark. I don't think they're very good in the dark, picture quality rise, but we'll see. So just got to make a little bit of room, take the trailer off. It should be only about 8 to 10 tonne, but nonetheless it will help a lot. So I do have to take all this off, but hey ho, best laid plans and all that. I do love these bookends. I bought them off the Firewood company that we're giving up. I say they're giving up, they're still trading, but they just buy it all in, and I actually supply them sometimes. So yeah, they're brilliant. There is actually a video of us going, me and Jack, my old guy that used to work for me, me and him going up and getting the sawdust extractor and a couple of these. Well, that didn't take 2 seconds, did it? Amazing how quick the bigger timber is for unloading. But yeah, like I was going to say, is the only thing you have to watch out for is the pipes and the rams on the side of the bookend there. I'm just going to put it here. You drop down the blade, grab the trailer about midway, and then lift it off. Tuck it nice and close in there. Okay. I actually do have to spin around ideally. Have a blade down, so I've got a nice strong base when I'm unloading. yoke is. I know I've said it before, but I need to replace these lights with LEDs. Deal with this once you've made enough room. Okay, that should be alright. guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you like and share. It really does help the channel. I'll see you guys in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.